Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis say that they fired at two vessels in the Red Sea. The first, an American ship, and the other, a British vessel. UK officials confirmed the hit, reporting minor damage but no injuries. The Houthis have been attacking international shipping in the Red Sea in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. The attacks come days after a massive strike by the United States and the UK in Houthi positions in Yemen last weekend. The Houthis also claimed the strikes on the same day US Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Egypt. Washington's top diplomat is looking to secure a new truce in Gaza in his fifth visit to the region since the war began nearly 4 months ago. Mr. Blinken has met with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Cairo. He's also set to visit Qatar before flying to Israel. He has met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh. Officials say that they discussed regional coordination to achieve an enduring end to the Gaza crisis, all of which could hinge on the extended truce offer that will reportedly last 40 days to allow for a hostage exchange. Hamas has yet to agree to it, though. The group wants more guarantees to bring a permanent end to the war, but Israel has said that it will not withdraw its forces until there's absolute victory. Mr. Blinken's diplomatic push given fresh urgency as Israeli forces press further south towards Rafah, where more than half the Gazan population is sheltering. The Israeli army says that it's managed to take out dozens of Palestinian gunmen in the last 24 hours, and around 80 suspects have been taken into custody in Khan Yunis, one of the latest epicenters in the fighting. The IDF says that many of the detainees were involved in the 7th of October attack. Widespread shelling continues to hit civilians elsewhere in the enclave. As it stands, Gaza officials say that the death toll has risen past 27,500 since war broke out. For more, Sarah Coates joins us. She is live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, Mr. Blinken, he's pressing for this latest truce deal in Gaza, but both Israel and Hamas, they are standing firm on what they want out of this. How much of a difference will Mr. Blinken's visits to Egypt and to Israel actually make this time around?
Hello there, Dawn. Well, look, it is important to point out that Cairo has some pretty significant concerns of its own right now. It is very worried that this push potentially down into this southern area of Rafah in the Gaza Strip, which we do need to mention, the IDF has been declaring until now as a safe zone for people to flee. Cairo is worried that this could then cause Palestinians to flow over the border from Gaza into Egypt. It's going on to say that if there is any troop deployment, military build-up on the border there with Egypt, that this could severely jeopardise the 4-decade-long peace treaty between Israel and Egypt. So this is certainly the concern there for Egypt. But of course, you mentioned there it has been a major player in these negotiations regarding a ceasefire, regarding a potential hostage deal, as is Qatar. And that is where the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, he is also heading today. And look, there is some quiet optimism, of course, in Washington that he may actually be able to find a breakthrough in these talks to potentially see the release of these Israeli captives in the Strip and push Israel for a pause, which could then be translated into a longer term, even a ceasefire there, I should say. But look, as you mentioned, Israel and Hamas certainly standing firm in their positions. We've heard day after day from the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, that there will be no pullback of forces from the Gaza Strip. There will be no ceasefire until Israel's goals are achieved. And look, it really isn't of the interest also of Hamas to give up all of these captives. We do need to remember that there are quite a few soldiers being held in the Gaza Strip, and they are, of course, bargaining chips for Hamas. So, look, certainly a lot on Blinken's plate here. He will be in Israel on Wednesday, so it is really yet to be seen, Dawn, if he can sway the Israeli leadership with, as I've been saying, Benjamin Netanyahu under an increasing amount of pressure from his own government and from the Israeli public.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much for that. Sarah Coates there in Tel Aviv.